Opening flashback, the night that never ends. The film opens with a haunting prologue. Burnt remains of Haddonfield's final showdown fade into a series of police body cam clips, fire department footage, and news broadcasts. Reporters confirm Michael Myers' body was recovered from the ashes, yet in one dark frame, an officer gasps, "The body bag is empty." As the credits roll over flickering candlelight, we hear distant breathing under the faint sound of Halloween night wind. The camera slowly tilts to a charred, half-melted mask lying in the ash. Then faintly a heartbeat. Haddonfield has rebuilt. Streets are calm, though every October, dread lingers in the air. Memorials for the victims of Myers' rampage decorate the town square. Allison Nelson, Laurie Strode's granddaughter, now works as a nurse at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. She's quiet, withdrawn, but determined to help people overcome trauma, something she knows all too well. She's in therapy herself, trying to let go of her grandmother's tragic legacy. Ryan and Emma Caldwell, a married couple in their late 30s, moved from Chicago to Haddonfield with their teenage daughter, Chloe. They've purchased a restored home on Lambkin Lane, the same neighborhood where young Michael once lived. Locals glance at them uneasily. Old-timers whisper that nothing good ever happens on that street. Chloe, creative and introverted, becomes fascinated by the town's dark history, sketching the shape in her notebook, a figure she claims to see in her dreams. While renovating their basement, Ryan discovers a loose floorboard. Beneath it lies an old wooden box wrapped in newspapers dated 1978. Inside, a burnt, half-melted mask and a rusted kitchen knife. That night, Ryan's flashlight flickers. He hears faint breathing from the shadows, dismissing it as his imagination. When morning comes, the box and its contents are gone. Only a faint, bloody handprint remains on the floor. A homeless man is found mutilated behind a gas station. His throat slit, head tilted unnaturally to one side, eerily similar to Michael Myers' past kills. Sheriff Barker believes it's a copycat. Allison, helping at the coroner's office, notices something strange. The same type of knife wounds Michael used decades ago. When she walks home that night, she senses someone following her, but sees only empty streets. As Halloween draws near, children prepare costumes, and the town organizes a community event to take back the holiday. Meanwhile, Chloe's nightmares intensify. She sees a shadowy man in the corner of her room whispering, "He's home." Emma begins to hear footsteps upstairs when everyone's asleep. Doors creak open by themselves. A figure stands across the street at night, vanishing whenever she looks again. Unannounced, she visits Allison, revealing she's been researching cases of evil transference, ordinary people who begin killing after surviving traumatic events. Laurie fears Michael's evil was not destroyed. It has passed on. Allison resists her grandmother's paranoia at first, but the reappearance of familiar murders shakes her faith in peace. Enter Dylan Pierce, a dark, charismatic true crime podcaster who's built his fame on exploring the legacy of the Shape. He arrives in town with a theory. Michael wasn't human. He was a manifestation of evil that latches on a new host when one dies. He believes the mask is the conduit, and that someone in town is already becoming the next vessel. The Caldwell's home becomes a place of dread. Emma wakes one night to find Chloe standing in front of a mirror, whispering, "He's coming home." Later, Emma notices something terrifying. When she looks into the mirror, a dark figure stands behind Chloe. When she turns around, there's nothing. The reflection lingers a split second too long. On Halloween night, the town holds its annual fair and costume parade. Laughter and fireworks fill the streets. Suddenly, the lights go out. When power returns, chaos. Bodies lie sprawled across the park, each killed in Michael's signature style. A security camera flickers, showing a tall figure in a half-burned mask walking calmly through the crowd, knife in hand. The screams echo as the Shape vanishes into the dark. Haddonfield descends into hysteria. Police patrols swarm the streets. Curfews are reinstated. The name Myers is whispered in every household again. Laurie, Allison and Dylan begin piecing together evidence, linking the murders to the Caldwell's neighborhood. Laurie is convinced Michael's spirit has attached to someone new, and the mask is the key. Dylan presents his research. Every wearer of Michael's mask, from previous killers to copycats, has demonstrated violent tendencies and dissociation. The mask, he argues, is a psychological contagion, but Laurie insists it's something older and darker. In a tense debate, Dylan records Laurie saying, "Evil doesn't die. It adapts." He later uploads the clip, and it goes viral, reigniting Haddonfield's fear and legend of the shape. Ryan's behavior becomes increasingly disturbing. He isolates himself in the basement, drinking, muttering to himself, staring at his reflection. Emma discovers blood on his clothes and confronts him, but Ryan lashes out violently. Later that night, she hears him humming Michael's eerie tune while carving jack-o'-lanterns, each one depicting victims' faces. When she checks the garage, the mask and knife are missing again. Laurie and Allison, with Dylan's help, break into the Caldwell's house while they're out. They discover a hidden room filled with newspaper clippings of Michael Myers, sketches, and a map of Haddonfield marked with potential targets. A chilling realization hits. Ryan isn't possessed by Michael. He's becoming him. The mask found him for a reason. Ryan, now wearing the half-burned mask, invades Haddonfield Memorial Hospital where Allison works. The sequence is claustrophobic and brutal. Flickering lights, blood-soaked corridors, screams echoing through the halls. He kills with methodical calmness, mimicking Michael's original rampages. Allison narrowly escapes, but dozens die in horrifying silence. Laurie arrives at the burning hospital, fully armed, mirroring her confrontation in Halloween Kills. She corners Ryan/Michael in the surgical ward. In a fierce battle, she fights not just him, but her own trauma, symbolically confronting the shape that has haunted her entire life. She manages to remove his mask briefly. Ryan's terrified face appears for a split second before he attacks again. Laurie lures him into the boiler room and ignites the gas line. As fire engulfs the building, she traps him inside. In her final moment, Laurie whispers, "Now it ends." Flames consume them both as the mask melts. A chilling silence follows. Days later, firefighters and investigators search the wreckage. They find no identifiable remains, only the charred remnants of a mask. Allison visits Laurie's grave, mourning her grandmother and the loss of her final family tie. She decides to leave Haddonfield for good, driving off as the town begins another slow attempt to heal. A quiet, rural highway. A tow truck driver spots a burned, limping man walking along the road at night. He stops, asking if he needs help. The man turns his head slowly. Half his face is charred, but his eyes glint with an inhuman coldness. He lifts the melted mask from his jacket, cut to black as the iconic breathing returns, loud and slow. In a police evidence room, the burnt mask lies sealed in a bag. The camera pans slowly closer. Suddenly, the lights flicker, the heart monitor nearby beeps erratically, and in the reflection of the glass, the shape is standing behind the evidence.